It's time for a proper introduction. I'm Tom Reed, and this is Still Chasing My Peak. What is Still Chasing My Peak? Well, it is a social media space talking about longevity science and how to optimize our aging at 65 and on. Of course, I just chose 65 because I turned 65. I'm hoping this has relevance to anyone who is getting on in life and interested in aging as well as they possibly can. So why am I here? I am here at the Rose Bowl soccer fields because 5 years ago when COVID hit and gyms closed and the world shut down, nobody knew for how long, the only place to work out was outside calisthenics area. So I lived in Pasadena. The nearest one was here at the Rose Bowl, so I came here, and that's where I dialed into a new community of like-minded calisthenics aficionados. And that's when I fell in love with calisthenics. The other thing about the Rose Bowl is that it's very much a hub for athletics of all kinds. Of course, I'm on a soccer field. There was soccer, not that there was then, but there's soccer, there's dog walkers, there are people getting their steps, there are joggers and runners, and there's the tennis courts and a baseball field and an aquatic center, and of course the Rose Bowl for football. But the other thing, most significant to me, there was and is a huge cycling community because they do laps around the Rose Bowl, and that's when cycling came into my life too. So COVID actually brought me calisthenics and cycling. Thank you, COVID. So that was a benefit for me. The other thing that was happening at that time, at the onset of COVID, is that podcasting really exploded. Of course, podcasting had been around and was very popular, but there was this whole new level of interest in health-related stuff. We all wanted to survive COVID, but the cultural interest in longevity health hacks, what's now longevity science, really became more popular than ever. And all of the best people, doctors, nutritionists, coaches, self-motivation folks, experts of every kind all entered that space. And I became very interested because I had just turned 60. Longevity was like now on my radar, and I dialed in. The other thing that was happening, or that happened to me personally during COVID, is that I lost both my parents. Not to COVID, but my dad was 97, and my mom was 89. They died naturally, and both of them were 100% cognitively intact right up to the very end. There was no Alzheimer's, no dementia, no mental slowdown of any noticeable degree. It was absolutely remarkable, and that bodes well to me. I realize I got a really good number in the genetic lottery in that regard. But the other thing about my parents is that physically they completely fell apart, both of them, at the very end. And this is why I think that happened. Neither of them paid any attention to their health or their nutrition. Neither had any routine exercise. If longevity science were a country, neither had ever heard of it, let alone being able to find it on a map. So that was off the table, and I saw the result of that. Well, here I am now at age 65, and I want to do a whole lot better than they did. So that's the core subject of Still Chasing My Peak. It's me as a case study to share everything I learn, everything I incorporate into my daily life towards that end, to age with as much strength and vitality and exuberance as I possibly can. and not to prevent the inevitable decline, because let me tell you, the decline is here. The decline arrived. For instance, I played basketball very hard for 15 years, very regularly, and I have zero cartilage in my right knee. I can cycle, but I just can't run, or I can't play ball anymore. I have arthritis in both hands. I'm losing my hearing. I have a mass growing in my lower left quadrant of my back. My prostate is not getting any smaller, and that's causing all kinds of problems. I know this feels like oversharing, but I want to be honest and transparent about the realities of a 65-year-old body. It's not a 30-year-old body. And that's another thing I'm going to be talking about. But we can still push it, challenge it, and make it stronger even at this age. And longevity science is now telling us, probably always did, but now more than ever, and there's all these studies that back it up, that being athletic and having routine exercise and eating right and making these lifestyle choices for the good of our bodies really slows down the aging process. It really mitigates the decline. Not completely, but that's not the goal. The goal is to be as strong and vital as we possibly can. So that's what longevity science is all about. I'm going to be talking a lot about that. So last point, athletics. Human beings are designed to be athletic. I just know this to be true. We live inside these absolutely amazing machines called bodies, and they evolved to be as robust and physical as we can be. And we always were. Through the entire history of mankind, we were physical until the onset of the modern era, with the evolution of cities and the invention of desks and desk jobs, and then typewriters and answering phones and working at the computer all day. And what this did is it robbed us of that daily physical engagement that our bodies are really evolved to experience. And this has a huge negative a absolutely bullseye targeted effect on our health and well-being. Our bodies are use it or lose it. We have to be athletic and challenge it in order to age better. And here's the thing, a lot of us identify as non-athletes, and I want to challenge that premise right now, because it is just false. Every child is naturally athletic because our bodies are designed to be athletic. It's in our DNA, it's in our programming. So we have to get over or get out of this self-imposed cage that we put ourselves in if we identify as non-athletes. That's just not true. It is a self-restriction. It's something we have total control over. We can open that, the cage is not locked. We can open that door at any time and embrace a more athletic lifestyle. And if we do, we are going to age better, full stop. That's just how it is. And that's the other thing I'm going to be talking about. That's it. I'm done. That's the intro. Welcome to Still Chasing My Peak. I hope you join me. All of my subsequent posts are going to be much shorter, I promise, and much more dynamic. I'll be out on the bike a lot of the time and have good music, and it'll be more fun, I hope. But I wanted to introduce myself, tell you what I'm about, and invite you to not only participate in this journey with me, but embrace the inner athlete that you all have in you. It is your best friend, I promise you, even at this age, even at 65 and above, and maybe more so than ever as we get older. We'll talk more about that later. We'll talk about all kinds of things. Welcome. I am Tom Reed. I am still chasing my peak. I hope you join me. Thank you. See you next post. Arrivederci.